Here's Craig Button to talk about this Oilers 3-0 shutout loss to the Montreal Canadiens. Craig, before the season started, you and pretty much everyone at TSN, pretty much everyone at all hockey outlets across the continent had the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. They were the favorites on FanDuel, but they have been wildly inconsistent this season. Are you changing your mind potentially about that Stanley Cup pick?
Jay, I am entering the Jay on SC confessional. Jay, forgive me for I may have erred in picking the Edmonton Oilers to be the Stanley Cup favorites. Listen, they just don't have a team that's good enough to contend for the Stanley Cup. And this has nothing to do with coaching. Their coaching is outstanding. Chris Knobloch has done a great job. When you look at all the metrics, they are excellent defensively. They're excellent offensively with respect to process. And process has to be in order. They don't have enough good players to be Stanley Cup contenders. That's the bottom line. We know that they lost Broberg. We know they lost Holloway. They traded Ceci. They lost Warren Foegele, the free agency, traded Ryan McLeod. I know all those things. And they replaced them with players. The problem is, the reason that their expected goals are so high and their actual goals are so low, they don't have enough talent. And they rely on, obviously, McDavid and Draisaitl to carry a big, significant part of it, and they do. But after that, they have real struggles. On the blue line, when they make a mistake, it becomes something that goes in their net, and the goaltending hasn't been very good. So now you look at a team that went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final last year, had so much going for themselves, and they're a weaker team. They're a lesser team, and now it's incumbent. It's all on management here, Jay, all on management to go and make significant moves to improve this team. We know the top end is outstanding, but after that, real problems. And so while I have hope and belief that they can go and do that, at this moment in time, for me to say that they're a Stanley Cup favorite or a serious Stanley Cup contender, no way. So I enter the confessional, I'll take my penance and move on from here.
That's fair, and I appreciate that from you, Craig. But if you were Stan Bowman running this team, where would you start? Would it have to be on the blue line, not just because you lose Darnell Nurse to injury, but overall it just seems like they're so much thinner. You mentioned Broberg, so much thinner than they were last year when they went to Game 7.
Yeah, they are thinner, Jay. And yes, that is one area where you have to become stronger. They also have to become better. I mean, Leon Draisaitl goes into this game on Monday night versus the Montreal Canadiens. He's got Corey Perry on the right wing, and he's got Vasily Podkolzin on his left wing. They're fourth-line players, Jay. And that's who you're saddling Leon Draisaitl with. And I'm not worried about RNH or Zach Hyman. They play, and they get their chances, and they'll take care of it. It's just after that. Jeff Skinner was on the fourth line. Victor Arvidsson, oh yeah, he's hurt again. And he's got 2 goals on the season. They need better players in their top group of forwards. They thought they had it in Skinner and Arvidsson. I don't think they do. I think they have to improve there. And I think they have to get not just one blue liner. They got to get one really good blue liner, in my view. And then they got to get another blue liner that can take some of that heavy lifting. Cody Ceci was not appreciated in Edmonton. They miss him. We saw what they did with Broberg not matching the offer sheet. He was St. Louis's best defenseman. Bottom line is, and Stuart Skinner's got to find his game. He's got to become a lot better, and he hasn't been. So the Edmonton Oilers have a lot of areas they got to fix, but they got to add players, and they got to strengthen their lineup. It's a player personnel problem. It is not a coaching issue. Chris Knobloch and his staff, to me, have done an excellent job with the process and getting the team to play how you have to play to have success. They just don't have enough good players.
Craig, thanks for this. Appreciate you.